Back to Pursue the Dream. As you can see, I'm in a little bit different space today than I normally film in. This is actually my house. This is a craft room, so you can see there's camo on that cup. Those are turkey feathers. That one's all turkey feathers. They're all the way to the left. But I spend a lot of time in here fletching arrows. Is what I spend time in here doing. So, but I'm in here today, and this is a story that I thought was never going to get told. And then once I figured out, hey, this story might actually get told, I lose the camera card and think, man, the story's just not meant to be told. And I found the camera card, luckily enough. So not only did I think this story wasn't going to get told the first time, but I thought it wasn't going to get told the second time. So this is a story of a buck I call Turkeyfoot, and I actually killed him last year, December 25th, Christmas Day, 2024, in the afternoon with my grandfather's rifle. So it's the second deer I've killed on Christmas, one with my great-grandfather that I'm named after his rifle, and this deer with my grandfather's rifle. So the story of this deer is I started hunting him in 2017, 2018. I identified this deer as a deer that was interesting and that I wanted to keep up with and wanted to, hunt. Had a very funny rack shape, hence the name that I gave him, Turkeyfoot. The one side just splayed out like a turkey's foot, and just different. And so I hunted this deer and kept track of him, mostly on trail cameras, because I'll be honest with you, I saw the deer 3 times, and he was seen the year I killed him quite often. However, nobody realized that this was what deer this was, and I hunted him and kept track of him until about 22, and then after he shed his horns in 22, or in 20, it would be the spring of 23. I didn't think I had a picture of him in 23, and it wasn't until after I killed him do I think that I probably did have pictures of him in 23. And then when I killed him in 24, I still had no idea what deer I'd killed. I shoot him, and at the end, I'll play the interview of me sitting on the tailgate of the Gator with him, and I said, I think this is an old deer, but I'm not sure. And I'll be honest with you, everybody was like, man, that deer looks small, and his body just didn't match up to what I thought he was. But one of the reasons that I shot him is we were hunting a particular deer, and this deer was running all the other bucks off of the feeder, and I'm like, for him to do that, he's got to be a dominant old deer. But when I hung him up, he only weighed 120 pounds, so it really scared me that I'd shot a young deer with a lot of potential. And it wasn't until I pulled his jawbones that I was like, no, this deer is a lot older than a year and a half or 2.5-year-old deer that should weigh 120 pounds. This deer's really run down. And I took his jawbones to the taxidermist, and the taxidermist actually asked me for half of the jawbones because I compared them to what he's collected over the years from some of the deer around or whatever, and he believes this deer to be the oldest deer to ever come through his doors. So he asked for half of them, and I graciously give them to him, and I got the other half with the amount that I European mounted. But after he said that, I just racked my brain, and I was like, what deer is this, and where did he come from that I've got this ancient old deer that I have no idea what deer it is? And so it took me about 2 or 3 days, and going through the older pictures and going through the pictures of when this deer was younger and comparing it to his rack now. I believe this to be Turkeyfoot that I actually was able to harvest on Christmas. But I'll let you watch the video and let you make the determination for yourself. But I believe this in my heart to be Turkeyfoot, and that's what I'm going to stick with until somebody proves me different. So y'all stick with me as I pursue the dream, and check this video out. Well, as you've seen in that video, that was a young Turkeyfoot. He come through in the middle of the rut, grunting, and I recognized him pretty quickly. And I had pictures of him on trail camera, and I'd already made it up in my mind that I was gonna give him the pass. Little did I know that was the last time I would see that deer for quite a few years. So that video was shot in 17 or 18, I believe. The next time I saw the deer was in 2021. So I've thrown some trail camera pictures up here that I've saved over the years. There's thousands of them, and I sifted through them, pulled some of them out. So the next clip you're gonna look at is actually not of Turkeyfoot, but it's a very important part to the Turkeyfoot story. So there's a big 8 point chasing a doe in Georgia on a lease that I had, And if you watch, you see the bullet hit this deer right above the hock. Well, come to find out from a gunsmith later on, the rifling had gone out in the barrel of the gun that I was shooting. So that would lead to the next video, and me not being exactly confident in taking some of the shots that was presented, and I'd lost some confidence through the year hunting because of that problem and thinking it was me. So it actually led to Turkey Foot living a little bit longer. So as you can tell, this video is pretty shaky, and this camera's not actually even in the stand with me. It's on a post on the outside of the stand. I'm sitting in a tripod, but the tripod is bumping up against the post with me shaking in the stand, and I just never could get settled on this deer. And as you see right there, he's facing me. And I was hoping he'd get broadside, kind of like the other deer is, and settle. And he just never did turn broadside until it was after dark. And when he did, looking through the scope, I lost the crosshairs in the scope, and I could either see him or I could see the crosshairs, but not both at the same time. And like I said before, my confidence was a little rattled from having the mishaps with the other gun and me thinking it was on me, and it's really the rifling was going out in that gun and not knowing it. But this hunt, weirdly enough, that's the last time I would see that deer for 3 years, and it's also the hunt that made me decide to start carrying my grandfather's rifle. The scope on it was a little bit better, and I could see through it a little bit better. And so from this point on, I carried his gun with me. And there's many a nights over those 3 years when I thought, boy, I should have took that shot, but it all worked out in the end. Zoom out. Let me tell y'all something. That rifle right there, it don't play no games. When she barks, bam! Stuff hits the ground. So that big buck has been running everything off, I think. And I said I was gonna kill him with my bow. I don't know that I'd have killed him with my bow tonight, but Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That's the second buck I've ever killed on Christmas. 2 big 6 points. I killed the first one with Papa Marsh's rifle. I killed that one with my Papa's rifle. Well, now I got work to do. I was ready to go home. Merry Christmas. One last present under the tree. That's what I'm talking about. Make a phone call.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
What?
A big 6 point, he's dead.
Hot buggy?
Yep.
Can we bring Tuck?
Sure, bring Tuck. See if he can track him.
Alrighty. Would you fall?
Dead as a bag of hammers.
Okay. Thank you.
Alrighty. Yep.
Thanks.
See ya. Here we are. It is Christmas evening, and I went hunting this afternoon.
there's been 2 deer we've been after, and this is one of them. And Paul's seen him a few times, and I said I was going to shoot him with my bow. So he's been waiting for me to shoot him with my bow, and I come over this evening, and I wasn't really prepared because it's Christmas. I wasn't planning on hunting, but so I decided to take out 30-06 and kill him. So he come out. He's the only deer to come out. He come out right at dark, about 5 minutes before dark, and I was able to get him on the ground. So we have one more that we want to kill. I think he's been running him off and keeping him run out of here. So hopefully with him gone, hopefully the other buck will start coming out in the daylight and we can get him too. So we got about a month of season left, but so a good one. I think he's an old deer. He stinks really bad. So, but needless to say, he started showing up and the other deer started leaving. So he left. Y'all stick with us as we pursue the dream. Hopefully we got one more for the season.